Hi, I'm Natalie Spence. Welcome back to the Garden Club. Spring has finally arrived on the Cape here, and we're going to be talking about spring cleanup in your yards today. Here are some of the tools you'll need today. Rakes, for one. The spring rake is a great tool to use in the garden bed because it won't damage your plants. The smaller spring rake is called a shrub rake, and that works in tinier, more delicate spots. The edgers you'll need to edge your garden beds, and the pruners and shears that cut back the perennials and the dead wood that you found. The first thing we want to check for is this year's winter damage. There was a lot of snow and ice this year, so you want to look through all your shrubs to see if there was any broken branches. This bush particularly took it hard, so you're going to want to make nice clean cuts and get rid of the dead branches here. You want to look through your garden beds and remove the old oak leaves now. Cut back any perennials that haven't been attended to. I still have sedum and ornamental grasses to cut. I have iris leaves that are still remain from last season, so all that needs to be cleaned up. This is a sedum plant, and I hadn't cut back last year's growth. I need to do that now and remove all of last year's growth, as well as the oak leaves that accumulated here over the winter, because this year's new growth is already starting and it needs sunshine and fresh air to continue to grow. The same trimming back needs to be done to ornamental grasses if they haven't been cut back already. You need to cut the last year's growth down so that the new shoots are free and clear to grow up this spring. Now that I've cleaned up and cut back all my perennials and taken the dead wood off the shrubs, it's time to use the rake. This is the spring rake that gets into the garden. Because the tines are spring loaded, it doesn't damage the plants, and you start pulling the leaves out. This is another rake that I like. I call it a shrub rake. It also has the springy tines, but because it's smaller, it works really well in more delicate spots, which is where I use it. And I also use it on the shrubs to take the oak leaves out of holly bushes and boxwoods. So this is another rake that you might want to use for your spring cleanup. And once your garden beds are clean of the leaves and debris, I finish up with edging, making a nice edge at the edge of the bed and the line of your lawn. And that's taking this edging tool, tucking it in, making the line you want, kind of popping back the bed like this, loosening it up, and taking out any extra weeds that you find and creating this nice trough so that when you finish up with the mulch drops against the edge of the bed and there's a nice clean line between your lawn and your mulch. So now we've finished cleaning up our gardens. We've gotten rid of the winter debris and deadwood, and the gardens are all prepped and ready for a great growing season.